14 days of thought-provoking topics. Listen online at 1037thebeat.com. The People's Station is 103.7 The Beat.
Actually, Rob suggested I run that spot 2 times back to back.
For sure. Make sure people understand and they hear it.
Yeah, they need to understand about Westminster Therapy and what they provide. And it's some serious. That's
some serious issues.
Some serious issues. 14 days thought-provoking conversation. Day number 13, top 10 books African Americans should read and have in the home. So far, we had Michael Griffin on the phone line. We had Dr. John Hare and Hakeem Mahadabuti. See?
You got it.
Say it, Rod.
I don't want to mess that man's name up. Already
you have to say it fast, because if you say it slow, you're going to mess up.
You're going to think about it.
You're going to think about it.
And I'm not ready for that.
You're not ready?
My brain don't move that fast.
Okay, what we giving out so far? Top 10 books from a good friend, Franklin Fidel, Muskegon Tribune newspaper. Highly qualified. You know what I mean? And he said, actually, when I want suggestions for books to read on certain things, Frank, what do you think? Frank already know. I don't read this. I'm like, what did you do from the age of 15 to 30?
Obviously, what we were doing.
Probably the best move. I should have been doing it.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I know what he was doing from probably 15 to 30 was he was going down through there.
Through them books. We was going down through now, there, but not the books.
Right. We was on the whole another level. Whole another level of things that shouldn't have been doing. But Frank, and it pays off. And that's why he has the boxing club. That's why he written books. That's why he has a newspaper. That's why he passionate, because like you heard from Hakeem Mahadabuti, is that when you become conscious, you're gonna want to participate in some kind of action. You're going to create some action.
Right.
You know, that's why I appreciate the passion of Sister Naeem.
Right.
Because when that light bulb clicked on with her, she started doing active, and she's staying active.
Still young.
And she's still young. You know,
long way to go, but she's still young.
Still young and doing it. And other folks who are conscious, once you become conscious, and the light bulb happens to click, you're gonna want to be involved. You're gonna want to try to change somebody's life, because that's part of being of that conscious. So the first five books, I think we're up to 5, 6, is Malcolm X on African American history, Dr. Ben's African Origins of Major Western Religion, Anthony Browder's From the Browder File, Dr. Jawanza Kunjufu, Black Economics, Dr. Naeem Akbar, Breaking the Chains and Images of Psychological Slavery. Going to the phone line out of Detroit from the African History Network. We got Mike. Mike, you there, Mike?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, we're live on radio, man. I lost you there, but tell us, Mike, your books that you think are very important. Give us your top 5 books you think are very important that African Americans should read and have in the home.
All right, this is, for everybody that doesn't know me, this is Brother Michael from the African History Network.
That's right.
AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. First off, I was just listening to the ones you were running off. First off is Nile Valley Contributions to Civilization by Anthony Browder. This one came out after From the Browder File. So with Nile Valley Contributions to Civilization, brother, I know Brother Browder. I actually talked to him last weekend, actually. He covers about maybe about 6,000-7,000 years worth of history in the book. It's very, very easy to read. It's a good book for people to read as their first book. It could be used as their first introduction to African history. He has a lot of pictures in the book. It's not written from a scholarly point of view. It's written from a layman's point of view, so anybody can understand it. Okay, he has a lot of pictures that further describe the text of what he's talking about. He has a lot of pictures from ancient Kemet, ancient Egypt, because Egypt is a Arab word of Greek derivation. One of the original names for the land called Egypt is Kemet, meaning the land of the blacks, Kemet. So he has tons of pictures and graphics in here to really help you understand the book, okay, and understand the subject matter. So he covers everything from dealing with ancient Kemet to Ethiopia, to understanding the Crusades, to the pyramids, the the Sphinx, known as Harem Aket, which means Heru on the horizon. A ton of information. Understanding the Roman Empire, all the way up to when this book was written, like in the 1990s. So,
right.
And then he has a glossary in the back that explains definitions. That explains definitions of terminology, I should say. Also, so
wow, that's good.
Fantastic book.
I'm going to ask you, Michael, just on the African Network, which is online, African History Network, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com is the website. A lot of great information there. Now, I haven't read the book, but I got his DVD. I watched the DVD. Now, which one do you is any one better than the other? The DVD that Anthony Browder's puts together, or the book?
Are you speaking of the DVD entitled Nile Valley Contributions to Civilization?
Yes.
Yeah, both of them. The DVD can be used as a companion to the book. Okay. We actually have the DVD available on our website, also AfricanHistoryNetwork.com, as well as other DVDs by Brother Browder. The DVD can be an introduction and overview to the book, and it helps you to understand the book much better, as opposed to you just getting the book, reading it cold, and don't have a foundation to understand it.
Okay, good. Okay, what's the next one?
Next book would be, now I heard you said Black Economics. Is that Dr. Jawanza Kunjufu?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. We have Black Labor, White Wealth by Dr. Claude Anderson. Okay. Black Labor, White Wealth. I know Dr. Anderson. I've heard him speak a few times. I first met him back in July 25th, 1995, because he autographed my book. He autographed my copy of the book. In Black Labor, White Wealth is entitled The Search for Power and Economic Justice. What he does is he covers about 1,300 years of history in the book, and he deals with the history of how we got into the predicament that we are in as people of African descent in America, and the strategies that we need to utilize to get out of the predicament that we're in. He deals with, and he takes an approach. Dr. Jawanza Kunjufu deals with some of the subject matter in Black economics, but Dr. Claude Anderson goes much deeper into it. He deals with why the slave trade started, the effects of the transatlantic slave trade. He also deals with the Arab slave trade of African people as well, which a lot of people don't know about. He talks about that a little bit in here also. He deals with how the European power structure has utilized laws to keep people of African descent marginalized and subjugated, and keep them locked out of acquiring wealth. One of the things he talks about is that on the eve of the Civil War, African Americans, there were about 400,000 people of African descent, and we controlled about 1/2 of the wealth in America. Mm-hmm. And today, 2010, well, actually at the time this book was written, we controlled about maybe between 1% to 2% of the wealth in America.
Right.
Okay, it barely moved.
Hasn't changed
now,
that much. Yeah.
Well, not only that, with the downturn in the housing industry, it's estimated that African Americans will lose between 50% to 70% of their wealth. Okay, so he talks about the failure of affirmative action and how we spend. Well, today, we spend about $1 trillion a year as African Americans, but 98% of that is spent with people that don't look like us. 95% with European Americans and 3% with other ethnicities. So we're only spending 2% of our dollars with our own businesses.
Right.
Okay, and that's contrary to any other ethnic group in America.
Right.
So that's Black Labor, White Wealth by Dr. Claude Anderson.
Kind of remind me of Blackonomics. The Powernomics. I mean,
Black Labor, White Wealth came before Powernomics. Black Labor, White Wealth laid the historical context.
Okay.
And then and then at the end of Black Labor, White Wealth, he dealt with some of the strategies that we need to utilize to get out of the predicament we're in, like group economics and vertical integration, controlling all aspects of industries that we are in. Powernomics dealt with it built upon Black